But, you know, look, I get it. Jesus was a cool guy with the hippie philosophy and the long walks on the water that turned into fishing trips with the guys. I'm down with all that, but, you know, it doesn't sound crazy, that story, to us, because we're used to it. It's been around for 2,000 years. To really understand how whack religion is, you have to look at the new religions, which for this country is Mormons and Scientologists, who I think should merge and make Mormontology. But that's where you really see it, because, for example, every religion has a creation myth. You know what the Scientology creation myth is? They think that 12 trillion years ago, a time frame no scientists believe exists, but okay. 12 trillion years ago, a galactic warrior named Xenu was looking to depopulate his planet, so he took all the souls to Earth, buried them under volcanoes, and blew them up later with atom bombs. Now, just for a moment, imagine the balls it takes to stand in front of another human being and tell them what happened 12 trillion years ago. And I don't mean in general terms, like the planets were cooling. I mean he knows the dude's name. Xenu. Oh yeah, that cat. From 12 trillion? Yes, of course, Xenu. I mean, if someone tells you this story, the only logical response is to say, well, I guess anything's possible. And then backpedal while maintaining a smile and dialing 911 in your pocket, because that's fucking crazy.
And I remember when I was about 6 years old, there was this club called Sparky's and Awana, in which I would go and memorize verses from the Bible and play games. And a missionary came there. I'm kind of a passionate person. So when the missionary from China came in, and she was so passionate, I've never been able to say this about anyone else, but this woman was genuinely in love with God. She didn't just know him. She didn't just love him. She was in love with God. I wanted that. I wanted to be in love with God. I wanted Jesus as my best friend.
Люди всех стран и континентов. Через несколько минут могучий космический корабль унесет меня в далекие
Chers amis lointains ou très proches, habitants de tous les pays et de tous les continents, dans quelques minutes, un puissant vaisseau cosmique m'emportera loin dans l'espace. J'ai peine à décrire ce que j'éprouve, mais il me semble que j'ai vécu toute ma vie dans l'attente de ce moment-là. J'ai vraiment le sentiment d'engager un combat sans précédent avec la nature.
Infinita tristeza, infinita tristeza. Infinita tristeza. Infinita tristeza.
Le moral est bon, je poursuis le vol. Tout va bien, l'engin fonctionne normalement.
Infinita tristeza. Infinita tristeza.
Говорит Москва.
Mama.
Sure. In the Bible, God is called good. He's also called holy and perfect. I mean, not just holy, it's holy, the holy, holy. That's like super duper awesomely holy. Like, can't get holier than that. Which in itself is terrifying because holy means without blemish. It means perfect. We as humans are so far from perfect. Not a single one of us is perfect. Not a single one of us is holy or awesome. So if we're not perfect, as God is perfect, then we can't be good as God is good. And if we're not good, we fall short.
I was actually swimming back home in my pool, and suddenly, like, I don't know, it was crazy. I just felt like everything just made sense. I don't know if it's really infinity, but it was like I really felt connected to something. I don't know what it was, but it felt incredible. It felt really amazing. I suddenly was like, yeah, okay, now I understand. I get it now. Finally, I know what, now I do understand it.
It's like an exam, like every minute you examine yourself. And when that minute passed, you already made your decision. Then it comes to your mind if you have done the right thing or the wrong thing. Because your heart tells you, she's very honest to you. We have to answer to ourselves. And of course, sometimes we don't have the answer.
All the subtle flavors of my life are become bitter seeds and poison leaves without you. You represent.
It is a simple matter of not losing sight of the profound and indivisible unity of the history of the human mind.
Flapping like a hummingbird, I'm nervous 'cause I'm the left eye, you're the right. Would it not be madness to fight? We come one.
The divine, the sacred, the holy, the true, glorious, and eternal, they are part of human nature, everywhere in the globe since the beginning of time.
The power to begin again from right now. In you, in you, in you, in you, in you, in you, in you.
Look at the sky on a bright, sunny Mediterranean day, or on a clear night in the Russian countryside, and stand in awe watching its billion stars. Look at its incomprehensible infinity, eternity, and sheer scale. And you as a human, and like all other humans before you since the dawn of times, will instinctively perceive your place in the world. The divine, the sacred, the holy, the true, glorious, and eternal. We all know it, we all feel it, we all live it. We translate it in our thoughts, in our actions, in our culture and millenary civilization. It, our humanity.
I'm unafraid, never scared. Warriors watched, rest, air. I am the left eye, you're the right. Would it not be madness to fight?
Times were in ancient India when the god Indra, furious and wild lord of the skies, embodied the quest for the divine. Managing earthly existence and crushing all and everything in his endless cosmic revolution, Indra's vitality and energy are infinite and cause for human hope to participate in the transcendent universe. In Melanesia, the divine is embodied in mana, the spirit of infinity that is all around and emanates from material beings here on earth. The transcendence of the spirit invades a temporal being and gives it life, beauty, power, or in other words, divinity. In Israel, there evolved a concept whereby the divine, the logos, the alpha and the omega, the everything everywhere in every time, is directly embodied in a human being. Through Jesus Christ, the timeless human quest for the divine is fulfilled in a grand yet imperfect manner.
It's a complicated question because different situation I handle very differently. So it's kind of hard to say I would never cheat, because I have to be honest. At some point I would do that. I have to be honest about that.
Human nature, human history, human dynamics, human existence, human divinity.
They believe that gods will remain in heaven. I mean, humans can't go to heaven.
So it's different. It's different. If you compare those Soviet and post-Soviet generations, it's going to be told different views on what religion is.
No, but I think honestly, each one of us have a little voice at the back of our head, yeah, which is our conscience, which kind of always tells us what's right from wrong, and we can choose to ignore it or not.
Let it pass from your filter and make it yours, and then bring it out as an action, as a feeling, as a way of living, as a way of loving or hating or whatever.
Descartes tried to solve the question, cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I exist. A self-reinstating proposition. Deny that you think, and in so doing you think. Deny that you exist, and the very fact gives you proof of your existence. Answers? Why answers? Metaphysics teaches us all human concepts. All human theories in all fields are ultimately incoherent. Mathematics does not hold on as a system without the presence of irrational numbers. Philosophy must assume out of nowhere that we are actually able to comprehend truth and reality. Neuroscience knows only that it doesn't know. Social sciences describe dynamics so randomly that the whole process can't seem futile. No answers, just soul and spirit and glory and infinity. In you, in me, the million universes in each soul, the conscious, the unconscious, the subconscious, the universal consciousness, the insignificance of the human being, our equality in death, our equality in the conceptual nothingness of universal reality.